So Tencent has sunk its teeth into Elden Ring as it plans on making a free-to-play mobile version of the game with microtransactions.
The gaming giant has stated that it wants to make the game something like Genshin Impact. I'm not sure that making a free-to-play version of Elden Ring is very viable, and I also feel like we should have started this week's news with something less depressing.
It's fine. It literally can't get any worse than this, probably. Plus, the original Elden Ring is still available and not going anywhere, so it's kind of a non-issue, I guess.
True. Anyway, welcome to Necro News, the show where we cover the hottest gaming news from the last week. This week, we'll cover the possibility of an Xbox handheld console, how cool Stellar Blade will be, and Disney's $1.5 billion stake in Fortnite, as well as much more.
So subscribe to the channel and enable the notifications to keep up to date with the latest gaming news. Before we begin our next story, I want to give a brief TLDR on Korean history, because I'm Korean, and also it kind of matters in the story. Anyway, in South Korea, basically all men are required to do military service for at least 18 months. This is true for basically all men, unless you have some sort of disability. And yes, that also includes male celebrities, unless you do something amazing like win an Olympic medal or something. But I digress. If you do somehow weasel your way out of the draft, there are heavy fines and penalties, and you become a social pariah. Like this guy.
The man, who we're gonna call Dude Bro for the sake of ease, stated that he refused to enlist due to his personal beliefs against violence and war. In fact, he also stated to investigators that he refused to enlist in the military because it is subject to rampant unfair orders, and that the military law disregards human rights.
Which is surprisingly fine, as some South Koreans are allowed to refuse enlistment due to conscientious objection. However, according to the Korean Supreme Court, Dude Bro did not put any effort into spreading or realizing what he says is his ideological belief, such as working at an NGO related to anti-war, anti-violence, or peace.
Nah, instead Dude Bro actually admitted he really enjoyed playing PUBG, which, if you're gonna say you're anti-war, you probably shouldn't openly admit that you really enjoy a game which is literally about killing 99 other people.
Your Honor, PUBG.
So, despite his objections, the court has sentenced Dude Bro to 1 year and 6 months of prison time. This would be funny if it wasn't so depressing, because why would you sacrifice yourself for PUBG of all games?
Oh wait, 1 year and 6 months. That's exactly 18 months, which is, oh, I see what they did there.
Honestly, I thought the fine would be way harsher.
I don't know. You would know. I don't know. What would it usually be?
There was one Korean rapper who became an American citizen to avoid the draft, and he is banned from Korea now.
For those who don't know, Stellar Blade is the game that was formerly known as Project Eve. It's a character action game that looks absolutely outstanding, with some combat that looks like it could rival DMC. And when it was first announced, I absolutely lost my shit, screaming like a little girl.
The game has recently attracted some controversy after director Hyung Tae-kim stated that the game's main character Eve is overly attractive on purpose. Well, that, and the fact that the entire dev team paid extra special attention to Eve's ass.
These absolute giga-chads of gaming are doubling down on being based as shit, as they announced that Stellar Blade will feature around 30 different outfits, a ton of different hairstyles, and accessories.
The best part about all of that is that everything is acquirable in-game with no microtransactions or additional purchases, which does make it better than games like, say, Homestar, where a single character pack is $50.
Yeah, oh god, f that.
Why is it so I'd rather, oh my god, what the fuck? That said, it is a decent game that's just held back by its free-to-play model.
What is the state of gaming where we're celebrating a game for being a game and not a greedy cash grab?
Xbox!
This week, many news outlets and gamers alike saw a series of events that led to the conclusion that Xbox would be pulling out of the console business and going third-party, releasing all their games onto other systems.
A small timeline. First, Twitter user Zubitech noticed that Avowed and Fable had the Xbox Game Pass logo removed, and in its place is a logo simply saying Game Pass. And then GameStop listed an ad for Game Pass, but called it Microsoft Game Pass.
After that, Twitter user Cheap-Ass Gamer posted that a handful of indie games that were going to be physically published for the Xbox were all cancelled. Finally, Microsoft announced recently that Starfield would be coming to the PS5, which, whatever. But then Tumblr user Random Caddy data mined Hi-Fi Rush and discovered 2 in-game shirts that represented both the Switch and the PS5.
Add to this the huge amount of layoffs at Activision Blizzard, and many people were expecting the worst for Xbox. That was until Saturday, when Microsoft's gaming division held an internal town meeting to address all of these concerns, which boiled down to 2 things. First, Phil said, we hear you. We're planning a business update for next week. And then something that no one else is talking about. Phil said, Xbox consoles will continue to be part of Microsoft's strategy, which involves multiple kinds of devices. And I seem to be the only one that sees the writing on the wall here.
And that would be?
Right. Phil said that there will be multiple kinds of devices, right? And that Xbox consoles will continue to be made. Ellie, boomers, guys, Microsoft is going to make an Xbox handheld, like the Steam Deck. I'm calling it now, and it's going to have integrated Game Pass and also like a Windows console, and it's going to be amazing, and it's going to blow Steam Deck out of the water. I'm calling it now. It's going to happen.
What do you guys think? Do you think Booster's right?
I fucking better be. If not, put me in charge of Xbox. I'd make bank.
Booster's probably not wrong. I do think he's probably wrong about it blowing the Steam Deck out of the water, though. I've got a very important question for all of you. Who does Disney appeal to? Like, obviously Disney still appeals to kids, but does this also appeal to middle-aged white women who are just like super into Disney?
Or Disney kids, Disney adults, Disney kid adults, whatever you call them. They're weird.
That's who I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, well, those aren't just women, though. The men are fucking also weird.
Typically, they're gay guys, though.
I did not know that. Anyway, the House of Mouse has done something no one expected and unsure exactly why they did. Disney has bought a $1.5 billion stake into Epic Games, probably for Fortnite, but also part of the stake will be put towards creating new Disney games. Not that you should expect a new Epic Mickey, which is a waste of a name. Damn it.
While many people don't believe we'll be seeing Donald shooting Goofy in the face in Fortnite anytime soon, the statement that Disney released on their site tells a slightly different story.
In addition to being a world-class games experience and interoperating with Fortnite, the new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for Coomers.
Or Coomers, yup.
The new persistent universe will offer a multitude of opportunities for consumers to play, watch, shop, and engage with content, characters, and stories from Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, Avatar, and more. Wait, they own Avatar?
Yeah, because they had that whole Pandora segment in Disney World, remember?
I thought it was like how Universal has the Harry Potter thing.
Yeah, so they own the rights.
Oh. Okay, well that's stupid. I mean, blue people, who cares?
And so it's not outside the realm of possibility that we may see Mickey Mouse point a shotgun at Wolverine on the Death Star. That said, it may still not be anywhere near as cool as the Disney mod for Mortal Kombat 1.
Hey, you, guy who spent money in microtransactions. Your new fictional money is fictional and has no value whatsoever, even if you never get to spend it. At least, according to Take-Two.
To elaborate, players of NBA 2K filed a class action lawsuit against Take-Two. They claim that the company is stealing money from players who buy a virtual currency and then don't get to use it before a game or server shuts down.
Take-Two's lawyer claims that VC is not plaintiff's property, and that in-game currency are fictions created by game publishers subject to publishers' terms of service and user agreements.
However, Take-Two is also the same company who filed official court documents that claim cheat makers, who created tools that allowed players to create virtual currency in GTA Online, were stealing from them, causing unquantifiable damage to their sales.
So basically, fuck you my money, according to Take-Two. Does it have value? Who fucking knows, because Take-Two certainly does not. That's a legitimate virtual currency, right? How can a concept be fictional and legitimate? That doesn't make any sense. Anyway, since 2K's currency is per game, not account, currency doesn't transfer between games. But hey, you know what? If you spend money on in-game currency for an NBA game developed by Take-Two, then who's really the fool?
RuneScape is one of those games Booster and I never played, but knew about even as kids. However, we do understand that the game is incredibly impactful, which is why the story is important.
Jagex, the dudes that created RuneScape, is being sold to a company called CVC Capital Partners for $900 million. That's $900 million for this. What an amazing purchase. Good job, CVC.
That said, who is CVC? Because I don't think anyone's ever heard of them. So apparently CVC owns British medical device company Rayner, clothing brand A Bathing Ape, insurance provider Fidelis, Avast Antivirus, Spanish Football League La Liga, Six Nations Rugby, and pet retailer PetCo?
So what does this mean for RuneScape? I don't know. Ellie doesn't know. Why is the company that owns PetCo buying RuneScape? Anyone's guess. If you guys still play RuneScape, let us know what you think about this. Are you worried about the future of RuneScape? I'm curious. Does anyone even still play that game? That is like our age.
The answer to that is surprisingly yes.
Will you be my RuneScape GF?
This week's Spare the Life Banger, a segment where we cover a game our community doesn't think has had enough attention, comes to us from longtime boomer DankuFranku.
Frank has been digging deep into the Steam Neckfest and has found several games that are all going under the radar by a good handful of people. So we decided to highlight them all. Enjoy. Children of the Sun is a trippy puzzle sniper game published by Devolver Digital, so you know it's probably going to be a good game. Nevergrave, The Witch and the Curse is a game that Ellie's been excited for, and it's by the guys that did Pal World, so you know it's going to be a good one. Moonlit Magic is a fast-paced and insane roguelike shooter inspired by classic 80s anime. It looks pretty cool and it hits pretty hard. Breachway is basically Slay the Spire, but with FTL. That's really all there is to it. Crypt Custodian is a Bastion-like action RPG Metroidvania, where you play as a little black cat named Pluto that has recently died in an accident. Ancient Weapon Holly is a weird dungeon crawler roguelike thing where you play as a robot anime girl. That's all you need to know. You play as a robot anime girl. 10 out of 10.
And here are the games coming out this week, including Skull and Bones. With as much as we covered Skull and Bones, I wonder if we should probably play it.
Boomers, if you want us to play it, you actually have to tell us, like, right now in the comments. Otherwise, I will not. And I'm sure Ellie will not either. And here's our schedule for the week. It's Valentine's Day, which means our annual uncensored playthrough of one of the best FMV games we've ever played will be happening over on Twitch due to its graphic nature. Minors, you're not allowed to join this stream.
And that's it for this week's news. If you like what we do here and want to keep up to date, consider subscribing to the channel.
And if you've made it this far into the video, thank you so much, and a very special thank you to our channel members. If you like our content and want to continue to support us, consider joining.
And we're also trying to raise funds for a new Life 2D model for me, so if you want to help out, consider donating to the Ko-fi link down below.
That's all we have this week, so until next time,
Goodbye.
goodbye.